Welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. As you know, we're getting ready. Not getting ready. I mean, let's face it, it's already here. It's summertime. It's hotter than you know what. Everybody getting ready to head out of town. I will be out of town next week. But Jason will be here to lead you through. We have the big KXXT meeting on Wednesday here in Arizona. It is at Barrio Brewing inside of the Deer Valley Airport, which is located at Deer Valley and 7th Avenue. You just kind of go into the parking lot there, the building that's kind of right in the front there, kind of older looking building. You'll see the signs for the restaurant there, park and walk in. It starts at 5:30. This thing has gotten extremely big. If you have not RSVP, do it today, please. We will have multiple KXXT Rangers at the event. Steve Walsh is going to be there. He is the guy. There's nobody that knows more about any type of issue that some of you may be having. We also, Angie's going to be at the event. She's another KXXT Ranger, and she's a superstar when it comes to downlines. We've got food for everybody. Right now, we're getting ready to cap it. So I need everybody who is yet to RSVP to do so, so everybody can be in attendance. I am looking for a couple of you out there that may be interested in having or hosting, weekly, bi-weekly meetings that want to get trained in KXXT as far as how to handle things. We'll make you an expert. We'll teach you how to turn on your wallets and sell stuff and sell KXXT, buy KXXT, dashboard stuff, you name it. If you are interested in that, reach out today in Arizona. This is for Arizona. Colorado, we got your back, right? Mike Morris and Jason, they've got themselves a heck of a team up there. This will be for Phoenix. Well, I should say Arizona. Call here, 800-951-0592 if you would like to volunteer. Steve Walsh is going to be in town most of the week. He will start talking to you today and start working you through that process. Again, this is a meeting all comers. If you've been listening to us talking about KXXT and you're like, I don't know, sounds kind of hokey, I don't know, too good to be true, come to the meeting. RSVP, come. All of you that have already signed up, bring a friend, bring a family member. I know you've been talking about it. You see what it's doing. So they can see it for themselves. I know a lot of you are already bringing prospects. That's awesome. If you haven't signed up yet, call us and we'll get it handled for you so you can already, you sign up today. Hey, by the time that meeting comes, you'll be getting coins. So if you'll still have a shot at doing that, or come to the meeting and get educated. And then, like I said, everything in between. The meeting we won't really kick off till 6 o'clock. Be there as close to 5:30 as possible. We're going to have the food out at 5:30. We're going to answer. So, some people, if you're like, oh, I've got a question on my dashboard or something like, we can facilitate that. But because of the amount of people that are going to attend, we need to get things going. So 5:30, if you can be there at 5:30, be there at 5:30. If you can be there at 5:40, 5:45, 5:50, anytime, if you get in before 6, that will be ideal. If you need more information, call over here at Patriot. Again, we are looking for a couple of volunteers that want to become Texit experts and then have meetings. Because obviously, the problem, we got people coming from everywhere. Heck, I got people coming from Kingman, from Prescott, from Tucson, all over the valley here. And so we'd like to be able to have multiple meetings in different locations it's convenient. Right? People don't have to drive as far and, hey, that's close to home, and do things that way. So if you're interested in that, give us a call. When we get back, we got tariff news. We're going to get inflation. Is the Trump administration trying to force Jay Powell to resign? And what's going on in the bond markets? All of that coming up next. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Tuesday, Monday. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting fired up. I'm almost on vacation. This Texit meeting. How about Texit, right? But before we talk more about that, let's take a quick look at the market. The Dow's flat. Really simply put, the Dow doesn't believe the Trump administration with all the tariffs that they have unleashed. By the way, over the weekend, Europe, 30%. Mexico, 30%. Right? Canada, 35%. On top of, right, Japan, South Korea, the markets just don't believe him. And if the markets don't believe him, do the countries believe him? Do they? I don't know. We'll see, but okay. Right, Dow down 27, S&P's down 2, the Nasdaq's up 45. The 10-year note, now this is where the worry is. And it's not even really in the 10-year notes. It's in the 30-year notes. But right now, the 10-year note, 445. The 30-year note sitting right 495, just below 5%. Everybody in the bond markets, it's the same story everywhere, but I think Japan is the one that will lead the way to more bond market chaos, and we got a ton of Fed speakers this week, so be ready. It's going to be interesting to see what we hear here. Right now, gold's down 5, 33.50. Gold's been as high as $33.75 this morning. Silver hit $39. It's right now. It's at 38 and a quarter. But again, just showing.
I thought it was going to keep going, Joe. I thought it was going to keep going.
Well, it's going to. It's going to. Listen, guys, get your gold and get your silver. Get that. What does that do? That protects what you already made. If you got big IRAs, believe me when I tell you, you're in for a rude awakening. Maybe not right now. Remember, I've even said, listen, I think the Dow can go higher here. I do. I mean, it's at stupid levels, but so what? It can go. Is it next year, the year after, the pain is coming? And here's the thing. I guess I got a caveat that it won't go higher if the bond markets lose control, right? We don't know. We're assuming they're going to. Of course, you know what happens when you assume anything. We're going to have CPI this week. We're going to have PPI this week. We're going to have retail sales this week. And earnings season is going to kick off on top of a lot of Fed speakers. So it could be, sometimes when you get all this data, it's a big fat nothing. Sometimes we can get a lot of volatility. I think all eyes really, though, are going to be on the inflation numbers. It's going down. Then last month, up a little bit. Does it go up again from here? We'll wait and see how that transpires. But it's one of those things where, I don't know. It's anybody's guess. And then, of course, retail sales. That will also be quite the interesting number. One of the things that's happened is crude oil has gotten closer to $70 as Exxon has said that they are tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Interesting. We're supposed to be filling it back up, but apparently Exxon was having problems in the Gulf of America. I almost said Mexico. Gulf of America, because I don't know how it works, but the oil that was coming out was contaminated with high levels of zinc, which apparently zinc and refineries don't go together. Okay, I'm not an expert on refining, but apparently you get too much zinc in the crude, I guess it's worthless. I don't know, but maybe there's a way they got to go through a process of removing the zinc, but essentially Exxon is now going to be drawing, they're saying up to, they're going to borrow up to $1 million or $1 million barrels a day from the SPR. So kind of it is. I don't know if that's just a fluke thing and it goes away, as they drill more, or if this will be ongoing. But it's kind of going to keep those gas prices probably right about where they are, Jason. I don't know that gas goes much lower from here.
Well, it is summertime. It's supposed to be going up. That's usually what it does, right? So I guess the ease on the Iran-Israel situation maybe makes people feel warm and cozy about the whole the oil coming out of the Middle East and the Strait of Hormuz. But it's a long summer. We still got quite a bit of summer left before to see where oil's going to go, Joe. I would say that you're probably right. That might be the lowest oil's going to be this summer, is right where it's at.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll continue to watch. It was just interesting. I was like, what? All right, well, all right. But like I said earlier, Donald Trump, 30% on Mexico, 30% on the EU. All of this starting August 1st. So we got copper, right? We've got Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Canada. These are, these ones matter, right? Plus, let's not forget the extra 10% on BRICS, 50% on Brazil. I hope Mexico, I hope it's not 30 plus another 10. I don't think it is. I think it's just a straight 30. Of course, Mexico very quiet about their relationship with BRICS. By the way, starting today, you'll see increased tomato prices across the United States as an agreement between decades long, like 3 decades, has ended between Mexico and Canada, where they saw basically hardly anybody grows tomatoes in America, at least for mass consumption. And so I guess these controls to keep tomato prices lower forced all of it to go to Mexico. So I guess we'll pay more for tomatoes and hope that in America, I guess they start growing tomatoes again. Of course, if we don't let the Mexicans in, to pick the tomatoes. I don't know if that's going to help any, Jason, but, I guess that's a whole other story.
Well, I'm not sure this will be a big boom in price of tomatoes. I mean, isn't that the one thing that pretty much everybody, even that lives in the cities, grows? A tomato plant. I mean, it seems to me maybe the price on tomato seeds might go up because people don't.
Well, it'll be interesting how many people all of a sudden start planting tomatoes because they're like, I'm not paying that.
It's an easy one to grow.
Know.
Easy one to grow right? Too, right? So we'll see.
You can buy it pretty much anywhere. How about this? Is this weird? The Department of Defense is becoming the largest shareholder of MP Materials. What does MP Materials do? Well, they mine rare earths. And I'm assuming, hopefully, in the United States, critical from everything from electric vehicles to fighter jets. The Department of Defense bought $400 million of special stock, taking a 15% stake, including a 10-year commitment from the government to purchase all magnets produced at MP. They have this X10 facility along with a minimum price guarantee for key inputs. Boy, that's a nice deal, right? Essentially, the government saying, hey, no matter what it is, we will pay you so you make money, right? If we've got to pay you more so we don't have to buy it from anybody else, we will do so. See, and this is the thing. That may be great for the government, right? Well, it's not great for us, right? That we pay more. It's our money, right? It's the taxpayer paying more money. I don't understand how these tariffs are supposed to work. Maybe this is why Wall Street's like, okay, they're really not going to do it, right? They're really not going to hit Mexico and Canada with these 30% tariffs because there's no way, unless the government does this, right? First of all, okay, we're going to own 15% of your company, and by the way, we guarantee you that we will buy it at a high enough price that you make money. What would happen if, I mean, we don't use a ton of, it's not like we go to the grocery store to get, when we go to the grocery store to get tomatoes. Hey, guess what, farmers? You can now make money growing tomatoes in America. It's just going to cost all of us more. I don't know. I don't know how this isn't inflation. I just don't understand how all of this is supposed to work. They're also now speculating, is the government going to enter into more of these agreements when it comes to other important metals, i.e. copper, right? Right now, 50% tariff coming on copper. We know the tariffs on steel and aluminum. What about silver? What about gold? Will the government start entering into these types of agreements to kind of say, because, think about this. If you're one of these companies, the first thing I would be worried about is, well, gosh, Donald Trump's only going to be president for a little over 3 more years. And do I really want to invest hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, and by the time I get the facility, let's face it, permitted, right? Find a place, permit it, build it, hire the people, train the people. Right as you about got that way, it'd probably take about that long to just start to get going. And then the next guy comes in and says, just kidding. Right? Just kidding. You'd almost think, Jason, kind of a little more like we talk about fascism, but like this is it, isn't it? Right? Hey, the government, we're going to buy a piece of your company, and then we're going to guarantee you for 10 years that we're going to buy all of this stuff, and we're going to buy it at a price that allows you to make money.
Yeah, that's been going on for quite a while, Joe. That's the way it works. I mean, that's how a lot of really rich companies, they spend the money. It's a business expense to lobby Washington to get into the pockets of the main voters, the influencers, and then you get subsidized. What do you think Elon Musk was doing there for a few months?
I guess that's a different example, but point well taken, right? We'll be back. 800-951-0592 Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Monday. Things are going to get very exciting the rest of this week as we get inflation data. We hear from a bunch of the Fed guys, retail sales, all of those things getting ready to come down the pipe here. Today's gold special, and I'm super excited because we don't get to do this too often, but it's one of these things that with low premiums, you end up getting some really cool opportunities. And today is one of those days. $5 liberties, 1866 to 1907, right? Just under a quarter of an ounce of gold. $775 a coin. That is $35 off. I'm sorry, not 7. Did I say 775? $875. Sorry, $875. Gosh, boy, that would have cost me a lot of money. $875 on $5 liberties. Here's the cool part: 4 5s. If you bought 4 of them, it's $3,500 today. Boy, how many of you are kicking yourselves about those $20 gold pieces last week? Today, $20 gold pieces. What a great price at $34.95. You can buy 4 5s, and it only cost you $5 more. Just $5. I mean, normally you're talking like $100 and I don't know, like $140, $150, $160 more. $5. Tell you what, you buy 10, $770. Yes, I did it again, Jason. Jason, you got to watch me. $870. Gosh, $870.
Well, the prices have moved so much the last year and a half, 2 years. It's hard to stay on top of these numbers.
It's Monday.
You've done years and years of programs, and gold has gone up. But, I mean, it's been quite a shift the last year and a half. You know, when you've done radio for 20-something years, right, Joe? The prices that jumped the way they jumped this last year and a half, it makes your brain, if you're supposed to be thinking of a price range, and it just skipped right over that to a whole new ballpark, Joe.
Well, yeah, that's what happened this year. I just skipped the 700s and went right to 800s. I think it's extremely interesting when we look at like silver. How soon to 50? Now all of a sudden, Gold Seek talking about gold and silver imports and the effect that it's going to have on the price. Obviously talking about the tariffs with Mexico, Canada, and the EU. They're saying $50 silver will be the price unless something changes in the next 2 weeks. $50 silver, gold, ready for this? 4,400? 4,400? Talking about the sticker shock for gold and silver, and right now, obviously, in these orders, there's no carve-outs. Right? We don't know of any exceptions. Yeah, I'm going to say this. If I'm you, do what I did. I just bought some more. Why? I don't know. Here's what I know. I don't know if it's going to be $50 and $4,400 in 2 weeks. It's possible. It's possible. Do I think it's going to be $50 and $4,000 by the end of the year? Yup. Sure do. So
I don't think we see the $50 range for very long. I think that's a whole $10 of silver we may not see very much. We hit 50 and it goes to 62 or 61. I can actually see that in just a couple of weeks or a month's time. Let's just say we hit $50. Let's say we hit to $40 next week. I could see us zoom to 50 and then zoom to 60. That's kind of what I see.
Well, 50, you're right. I think once we cross 50 will probably be like the new silver floor, right? When we talk about silver in general, that $50 going back to the 80s, now again in 2011, that would probably be like the ultimate new floor in silver, and then it'll create a whole new range of between $50 and $100. But again, $5 Liberty, gold Liberty, this is a smoke show of a deal. $775. If you buy 10, that's only $7,700. $770, which would put you less. You could be buying $5 gold pieces for less than a 20 today at 800-951-0592. And again, I think it's going to be interesting. The president is meeting with NATO right now. The NATO president made a huge commitment now to pouring arms back into Ukraine. I think the timing of the Department of Defense buying into MP materials, Jason, I think that just highlights we're going to be spending boatloads of money, whether it be militarily or economically.
Yeah, we haven't heard much about the Ukraine war lately, have we? We've been focused on the Middle East. Are they still blowing things up there? I mean, we haven't got a real update. You know, are there still Russians, Ukrainians dying at a large tilt? But I guess NATO wants to start throwing more weapons in there. It sure has the feel of trying to control inflation, doesn't it, Joe? Because one of the things that can control inflation is expendable things that are spent by governments. You have all this extra money, and you have it flow in the way of the military. The military really is a way of slowing inflation. And you got these two things going on where there's ships and armaments heading towards Israel, and then you got all the money and all the money that was going to the Afghanistan war, all those years. It shifted to Ukraine, and they spent more.
I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, they're going to make Afghanistan look like a drop in the bucket here. This is a massive increase in arms going to Ukraine. Picture Radio News Hour. Jason and I, we're going to be right back. We're back. Big gold special, $5 Liberties. Crazy. $875. 10 or more, $870. Why is that so incredible? Well, if you just, buy one, it's $875. That's great. Buy four, that's $3,500. A $20 gold piece right now is $34.95. Heck, gold's $33.50. And again, it's a feeling. You never know. It could be right, could be wrong. I just feel like we're probably going to see $3,500 or $34, maybe $3,500 gold this week. I just have that feeling. I think inflation is going to be hotter than people think. We'll see. We'll see. The pressure mounting on Jay Powell. They're trying to use this whole remodeling of the Fed as a way to get him to either force him out or get him to resign. I mean, it's unprecedented. If you buy 10 or more, it's $770. Which makes it less than a 20. Today, it's our cheapest entry point into gold at 800-951-0592. Just another reminder, the big meeting, and it is big. We got a massive meeting that's going to be taking place in Phoenix for Texas at the Deer Valley Air Park. 7th Avenue in Deer Valley, right inside the airport. Barrio Brewing. I need everybody that's planning RSVP, please. If we run out of food, we run out of food. I'll do my best. If you guys all are RSVP, we should have enough, hopefully, to go around. It starts at 5:30. Get there as close. We won't get fully into the meeting till 6. But because so many people, get there as close to 5:30 as you can, right? If that's 5:45, we'll take it, right? 10 minutes to 6, we'll take it. Obviously, even if you can't get there till 6:15, come. We're going to be there till about 8 o'clock. I've told them kick us out at 8 o'clock. That's a long time, but there's a lot to cover. Bring your stuff. Bring your coins, right? If you want to, walk through with us. If you want to, we're going to be signing up for Coinbase. With this many people, we'll get as far as we can. We will definitely be showing everyone how to sign up for Coinbase and Kraken. I don't know if we'll get to cracking the wallets or not. I know we will definitely get to putting your coins on your wallet and at least walking you through once how to turn the wallet hot. We'll see if we get through the whole process and whatnot. Remember, Phoenix, I am looking for multiple volunteers to become Texas experts. We want to start training you ASAP. If you're interested in doing that and helping us have some meetings so we don't have 150 people showing up to a meeting, call 800-951-0592. For those of you that have been listening, like, God, I hate this Texas talk, I don't want to do it. Come to the meeting. Yeah, you do. You just don't know it yet.
Buy more gold and silver and keep us more interested, because we have people selling, but we don't have as many people that should be buying this stuff. And I know a lot of the gold and silver buyers are buying Texit and not getting as much gold and silver that they normally would be buying. But you know what? What's selling is selling.
That's not an excuse. The most you can spend on Texit is what, $8,955? Come on, man. You guys are missing it on gold. I'm just telling you right now. And silver, look at what's on. You're missing it.
Yeah, silver. Hey, we just came up with an idea that silver possibly could hit 40, zoom to 50, take a quick look around, and then zoom to 60. That's 50%. It is possible that you could see a 50% rise in silver in the matter of a month. So yeah, you better keep your eyes on it, Joe, because look how fast gold went up.
Well, I'm going to say this. 800-951-0592. Also, bring you got some other people, maybe it's family, whatever it is, bring them to the meeting. We keep talking about $16 in February. I decided today, I asked permission, they gave it to me. I'm going to tell you where it's going to be for the rest of this year. Ready? August. $1.95. Well, we're almost at $1, whatever, $1.75. We're already almost we're ahead of schedule. By the way, just like I told you, we are over 9,000 miners. I think this, by the way, last week, the second highest week ever in science. I think this week we break the record. How close to 10,000 miners will we get? I think there is a very good chance that 10,000 miner number falls this week. Things are starting to speed up very, very quickly. And let me just lay it out for you. More miners equals more mining equipment, which equals a bigger mine, which equals more value. It's pretty simple. Remember, I was miner 3,000. That's how fast this thing is going. September. How many of you would be upset if Texas was at 275 in September? All of you start thinking about how many coins you have right now. And then thinking, wait, I get a bunch more coins and it's going to be $1 higher. October, 379. What? $2 higher? Wait, I'm not done. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. $5 liberties, $8.75, 10 or more. 870, right? 4 or 5's less than a 20. Hello. God, that, back in the day, you said that, you wouldn't even get a line in the place. It's interesting how it's working right now. 800-951-0592. Again, looking for volunteers in Phoenix to become Texas experts. Call us here. The big meeting on Wednesday already. My wife, I was just in between the break. My wife was telling me, yep, more people calling in, reserving their reservations. As a matter of fact, signing someone up right now.
I feel fortunate that Mike and I did the meetings here in Colorado a little earlier on because, man, it really does help to get questions answered. And what Joe is doing is going to start on another level of interest as Texas continues to be successful. And there's a lot there. It's an easy thing to do, but there's a learning curve that you just got to learn this stuff, and you got to learn that this is digital money, computer money, and you got to be in the computer space. Show up to the meeting, and then I'm sure Joe's gonna have to figure out a more digestible way of doing the next meeting, where maybe you sign up 50 people every 2 weeks. And have a venue that you can do it at, because if Joe's going to get 100 to 150 people showing up every 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be beneficial to everybody that's signed up. Joe and I are getting better and better at this. We're learning I was talking to Joe about the downline today, and Joe's like, yeah, we need to do more of that, because any success that the people that we've signed up below us are having helps everybody all the way up to me and Joe and above us. So we really wanted to. If you are sick of hearing about Texas Coin, I got a warning for you.
What? The only people sick of hearing are the ones that haven't done it, because everybody else is jacked up.
My warning is that the more successful they get Joe, the more we're going to be talking about it. That's just the way it's going to be. If people are making money and doing well with this, we're going to keep talking about it, Joe.
Everybody. They promise you your money back in less than 200 days. Right now, it's taking less than 90. All of you guys are seeing, just signing up a couple of people, it's an incredible difference that it makes. I'll just say this. I'll get to it. November, $5.25. And December, $7.45. That's the projection before February, $16.
So 7.5 by December?
Yeah. It's all based on signing up people, right? The mine getting enormous, right? We're getting ready to launch Layer 2. I've been telling you about the mines. I was telling you we're getting 9 of these mega miners. That was wrong. We're getting 35 of them. The first one's here. The other 2 are already in the ocean. The fourth one We've put the down payment down so we can get onto a boat to get into the ocean. I don't know what else to say. I want you to get in so you can make a big lick, so you can buy more. If you can't afford to be buying $5 Liberties today, get some Texan. You will be later. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll talk about all that inflation, retail sales. Is Jay Powell going to quit? Are they going to force him out? All of that and so much more for the rest of the week.